Hello everyone, this is Gary Tonicourt from morethanasnapshot.com. I'm here to show you Lightroom 6 and some of its new features. Right away when I started it up, it looks pretty much the same, except that they show you a nice new scenic image, and they ask you if you want to use their cloud service so that you can edit your images on your smartphone or tablet. I haven't gotten into that stuff yet because the reviews on the Lightroom for the tablet or for the phone haven't been great, and I don't find that there's a whole lot of storage room on my devices to do that yet, so we'll see if that's something I can get into in the future. But anyway, as far as the program goes itself, it looks very similar. It's supposed to be 10 times faster. We'll have to see if that's really true. It does need to have a 64-bit operating system, so that's something to keep in mind. I thought we'd give the HDR, which is one of the new functions of Lightroom, a try. So what I have done is I used my Canon 5D Mark III to do an in-camera HDR. And here you can see the dark image and the bright image. And there might be a third one somewhere. I seem to have lost it. But this is the JPEG that it produced. Of course, this hasn't been edited at all, so the image is a little bit flat and lacking contrast, but that's the HDR out of the camera. So let's see what Lightroom can do if I use these two images. So the first thing you have to do is click on both images. So you click on the first image and then you control click on the second image. That highlights both of them. Then you can just right click on either one of those images and come right up to photo merge, and then you have the choice of HDR or panorama. In this case I want HDR. If you are into keyboard shortcuts, you could have used Control H. Alright, so once you do that, it starts processing the images together to give you a preview of the HDR. Pretty simple, not much in the way of options. You obviously usually want it to auto-align the images and auto-tone the images. Since it doesn't really give you any other options to do it manually, you might as well go with that. And then it's got some deghosting. And when I'm looking at this image, I'm not really seeing any ghosting in the parts of the image that move, which is usually the trees. So I don't need to really turn on deghosting. But you can zoom in and look around at different parts of the image to see if it looks good. And so far, I'm pretty impressed. This looks better than the HDR that I had out of the camera. And so far, I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing. So I'll just click merge, and it's producing the HDR right now. Alright, this file is named hdr.dng, so I'm assuming this must be the new file. Yes, that looks like the new file. So I'll highlight that one and the one out of my camera, the JPEG. And it is a DNG file, so that's interesting that it makes the new file a DNG. And then I'll compare them on the screen. And I'll get rid of this so we can see the two. So this one is the HDR that Lightroom made, and this is the one out of the camera. And I can say that the one from Lightroom looks much better. You can see much more detail in the building itself. You can see the boards are brighter. Having the raw file over the JPEG is much better. And the image just looks plain better. So I'm very impressed so far with what I'm seeing with this HDR function. There is no image processing done to this. I haven't gone into develop and done anything, and it looks pretty good right away. So far I'm liking that. Well, there you have it. There is the HDR function in Lightroom 6. If you like this video, please go to my website morethanasnapshot.com and sign up for my Lightroom 6 class called Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Lightroom. Also, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel